Hello and welcome back, everybody, to the Bayou Reef. Okay, today I'm going to tell you about my favorite place to swim with green turtles in Oahu, Hawaii. And I'm going to tell you about this kind of magical experience that I've had in Waikiki. So, what you're looking at here is the sunset in Waikiki Beach, very, very famous place in Oahu. Generally, not like the best place for snorkeling. I was kind of living in the area for about a month or a month and a half, and I would snorkel there all the time during the daytime. And generally, I didn't really see much. And then this one day, I decided to go for snorkeling when the sun was setting. If you're wondering where I am, I'm right in across from the Army Museum in the main Waikiki Beach, and the visibility was really crappy. And as I'm diving, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I saw probably two of the largest green turtles that I ever saw snorkeling and diving in Hawaii over the past several months. So normally, when you see turtles, green turtles in Oahu, and there's lots of places you could see green turtles in Oahu. Normally, the visibility is fairly clear, and the turtles kind of see you, and they take off, and they want really nothing to do with you. So it's a lot of you kind of taking pictures or video of a turtle's butt, essentially, as it's trying to escape. You run out of breath pretty quickly. They're fast creatures, and it doesn't make for kind of great footage. What was interesting here is that, and I've read up on this since I had the experience, and turtles spend a lot of their time in the deep areas, and they come later when the light kind of falls, so around sunsets or perhaps early in the morning. They come to the shallow areas to forage. And when I saw these turtles, essentially they were foraging on algae. The visibility in Waikiki Beach around later in the day is fairly low, so the water is pretty murky. But I think that meant that the turtles didn't really sense me until I was close by, and because they're feeding, and perhaps because I just kind of like manifested in their space, they were super chill about just kind of doing their own thing. There was no running away from me. They just let me coexist in their space. And man, was it ever fun just to kind of float around beside these really large, really majestic turtles and just watch them do their thing. They're they're eating algae off of the reef. They're part of the cleanup crew, and yeah, it's just there was something really kind of fantastical about it. It's just floating a couple of feet away from a green turtle, just doing its thing, observing its kind of natural behavior. One fun thing that I've learned about green turtles, you see the surface. Waikiki is famous for surfing, and you could see the wave action taking us back and forth and back and forth. One day, the waves were especially rough, and I thought that, the turtles are kind of majestic, but in when the surf is high, they're super clumsy. So I've literally seen like this large male. This is not a male. This is a female. But on a different night where I didn't have a GoPro, I saw a really large male turtle that was literally like crashing into coral reefs and breaking bits of coral all over the place. They were essentially just kind of bulldozing the reef as the waves kind of crushed them against the rocks. Of course, they have a hard exoskeleton, so hard shell, so it didn't damage the turtle, but it certainly damaged the reef. I am a tourist, and I know I'll probably get criticized by the locals, but I did essentially live on Oahu for the last 3 months, and I visited pretty much all of the beaches and all of the beaches that are known for turtles. But by far, my favorite experience and my most kind of intimate experience in terms of how close I got to the turtle, and how much they allow me to just kind of be in their presence and allow me to kind of observe their behavior. This was by far the best, and it's right in the middle of like touristy Waikiki. Who would have thunk it? So if you wanna try this, a couple of tips is be yeah, you need to be a strong swimmer, because often it's a little bit rough, and I'm going to the first like surf break, so you are gonna get tossed around a little bit. You're gonna be swimming against some currents, so just make sure you're a confident snorkeler and swimmer. Try to take a buddy with you. Don't do like I did and just go solo. And obviously, never ever touch the turtles. We know that turtles could actually get a virus from essentially humans kind of touching them, and it's not great. So just be respectful. If the turtles come close to you, just try to keep like a fairly safe distance, and never like try to actually touch the turtle with your hand or any other thing. Just kind of be grateful that the turtles allow you to kind of get close, and don't push your luck. And then do note that it is kind of a bit of a far swim, and again, you can get caught in some conditions. So just know your limit and snorkel within your limits. But if you manage to get out there around sunset, around like 6 p.m. is when I usually get in the water. It's hard finding them because their visibility is kind of so crappy. So my trick was to just kind of go out there where I am about like 4 feet of water, and where I see algae, and I just kind of get lost swimming back and forth, and then eventually they'll just kind of appear out of nowhere, and then you could start watching them and observing their behavior. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'll see you again soon. I know I've been super slow with the videos. Hopefully you enjoyed some of my recent shorts, including put a link to this one where I actually discovered this abandoned net that was killing lots and lots of fish. Sadly, some very, very beautiful fish that I've never seen before, except like dead in a net. So do check out this short, and I will be making way more videos about kind of scuba diving and snorkeling adventures all over Oahu. But that will be coming up in maybe a few weeks. So stay tuned, more fun stuff. And then obviously when I get back home, we'll continue the adventures with the water box. Okay, thank you so much. Have a good one, and I'll see you later.